Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Nothing to See Here podcast. Hi, it's Frankie.
It's Hannah.
I'm so upset.
Amanda is never gonna never gonna say her name.
She has
Never.
no name.
No,
We
not
have
gonna
to be the
happen.
ones to say her name.
You actually have to learn my name. You have to watch episode 1. I think that's the only time I've ever said my name,
I think it is.
and I'm gonna keep on with this trend.
All right. Well, you're upset.
I am upset.
Hannah, are you upset?
I'm upset, but not for the same reason as Amanda.
Okay.
Why do you think I'm upset?
Well, you told us already before we started recording why you were upset.
Did I?
That you had to watch this. Well, that was more of the peanut gallery.
But I think the Peanut Gallery sentiments continued to Amanda.
Incorrect.
Then why are you upset?
It has to do with what we watch, but I'm not upset that we watched it.
Okay. Well, what we're doing tonight is the first real episode of the little WCW journey that I wanted to do.
Ugh.
We watched the first episode of Monday Nitro.
Yeah, we did.
And I looked at all the seasons, and there's 52 episodes per season.
Well, they air weekly,
Yeah.
but we're not gonna watch every my episode. Every episode isn't gonna be this.
I, the Peanut Gallery, have a comment.
Okay.
On what?
So, it took place at the Mall of America,
It did.
and I'm not allowed to make this comment?
No, because I know exactly what you're gonna say, and that's part of the reason I'm angry. So we're gonna save it.
Okay.
So put a pin in it.
No jumping ahead.
No.
Well, let's start it off then. We are live on September 4th, 1995. Before that, WCW Monday Nitro, as I said in the last WCW episode, was WCW President Eric Bischoff's idea to compete with the WWF at the time. WWF had Monday Night Raw, primetime slot on the USA Network, and the only way that they would be able to compete in Eric's eyes was to have a primetime show on Mondays and have a ratings war between the two companies. How did part of this little journey is going to be, how did they fare against WWE? Well, there is no comparison because WWE Monday Night Raw was preempted this Monday night, which is deliberately why they chose this Monday to air.
Wrestling fans had no choice but to watch this.
Yes. What was on instead on the USA Network? A dog show.
That's awesome.
I would rather watch the dog show.
Yeah. So, Raw didn't air because of the dog show, so WCW had no competition. And another thing we're going to see come into play later on is that WCW is going to have all of their episodes are live, while WWE is live, I think, once a month at this point, and then it goes to every other week being live before it is live every week. But that's going to cause them some problems against WCW being live, which one of them happens tonight, which we'll talk about. The other issue I want to address before we get into the show proper is wrestlers themselves, for the most part, are horrible people. They suck.
All of them?
Not all of them, but a lot of them suck. Let's think about this. The main event tonight is Hulk Hogan, a horrible human being.
Yeah, no. I'm talking about like wrestlers now.
No, not now. A lot of them are pretty good people now. But
yeah, because John Cena is really nice.
Yeah, but a lot of them suck. Hulk Hogan sucks. The main reason I'm bringing this up is that when we reach October 9th, I think is the date.
Oh, God.
I did research on this. There is a wrestler.
Slurs.
No. There's a specific wrestler that I want to bring up. Let's address it now, and then we'll have to address it again then as well. But
he committed a murder.
The wrestler?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Oh my God!
Chris Benoit wrestles for WCW.
Oh, I remember Benoit. Yeah, not great.
If you don't know who Chris Benoit is, he is a professional wrestler who was a professional wrestler who one weekend killed his wife, his son, and then himself. He's a shitty person.
Not a wrestler anymore then if he's dead.
No, he's not a professional wrestler anymore. He's a horrible person, a huge piece of shit, and we're gonna have to watch his matches. We're gonna have to see some of his storylines. His wife is involved in the show. That's how they met.
Oof.
So we're gonna have to see his wife as well. We'll address it more when we come to it and how we're gonna address it. I don't think we can skip over it because he is a huge part of WCW at this time until he leaves.
Well,
But
it's kind of like the thing, right? You can't talk about pop music without mentioning Michael Jackson, but Michael
Yeah.
Jackson was kind of a horrible person.
yes,
Allegedly, but
allegedly did some horrible things. But yeah, so I just wanted to bring that up because in timeline of the show of actual WCW in a month he's going to be there. It's gonna be it's weird to watch a guy who I don't know how they describe him on WCW television, but when he debuts in the WWE, they describe him as like this ruthless killer a lot of the
oh,
time.
yeah,
And
that
then
didn't age well.
knowing what he did, it's not great. So Chris Benoit will be on the show. We're going to talk about him as a wrestler, but I just want to put out, and I think it's safe to say that from a perspective of the show, what a piece of shit, burn in hell.
Yeah, yeah,
Fuck
I
him.
can. Yeah, fuck that person. I hope Satan is, pitchforking him.
And I think we can also say that also there's going to be some sad moments. A lot of the wrestlers, this is the 90s, a lot of these guys are going to be dead or horribly injured and hurt or in like bad parts in their life right now.
Speaking of that, I don't know if this is it or not. I can't remember. We're not gonna watch the episode where the dude died from falling, right?
That's WWE, and no, I've never watched that pay-per-view, and I will never watch that pay-per-view.
I'm just checking.
There is a match later on where the wrestler who died is named Owen Hart. His brother Brett, at the time that Owen dies, is wrestling in WCW. And so a couple nights later, he has a match in honor of him, and I'll bring up. We'll talk about Owen more then, but yeah, we won't have to watch that show. If we were doing a WWE thing and that popped up in the timeline, I would have just given you guys a list of Owen Hart matches to watch, and then we would have talked about that instead of watching a show where a man dies and then they think it's a good idea to keep going on with the show.
They kept going on with the show?
Yeah, he died in the middle of it, and they continued the show.
This was
What?
WWE.
This was WWE.
Fuck WWE.
That was Vince McMahon's decision.
Fuck Vince McMahon.
Oh my god.
That's another show. We all agree on that. Fuck Vince McMahon.
Oh my.
You didn't know that part?
Why did they keep going?
Have to refund people's money.
I think people would have understood.
Yeah. Well, and
So I have PR training. When I went to college, I minored in communication, and I was really good with PR stuff, and I was poor PR people and lawyers backstage yelling at Vince McMahon, telling him to stop. I feel for them so hard.
Oh my god. Oh.
Along with the poor victim's family, obviously, but sometimes I just hear stuff like this and I'm like, the PR part of my brain goes off and I'm like, how is this not stopped? Like, just so obvious.
From an HR standpoint.
Yeah. I mean, half the time it's just from the perspective of a person who has empathy.
look, wrestling is full of some of the greatest people, like John Cena, who's granted the most Make-A-Wishes in the history of that organization,
A really cool guy.
and some of the
Also
worst
going bald.
Yeah, also going bald. Thanks for pointing that out. And some of the worst human beings, some of the worst human beings on the face of the earth. It is a dichotomy in the business, but so it is what it is. There's gonna be some sadness with a lot of these wrestlers who are dead. Hopefully, they're not ones you really like. I would hate to just say to you two who are new to this, you like someone, and they'll be like, "Well, they're dead."
I'd like
Also,
you, if I like anybody, I'd like you to tell me now.
I will. Well, when you let me know, if you say you like someone, when we get to them, tell me, and I'll let you know if they're dead.
Okay.
And
When I was
then
watching this, every time they did a close up of someone, I was like, this dude looks too old to be wrestling. So I wouldn't be surprised if you said all these people are dead right now.
And
They're all
before we get into the show proper, one big thing from now until the end, he'll be not until the very end. I think he disappears somewhere in the 2000s, early 2000, the year 2000. But until then, he's a big part of the show. So just a big, full, wholehearted fuck Hulk Hogan from Nothing to See Here.
Yeah, big time. Mom, we watched this, and Mom looked up what he was doing, and the first thing that came out of her mouth was, well, he made some racist comments. And I was like, please tell me something that I didn't know.
Yeah. So, like I said, live September 4th, 1995, from the Mall of America in
2 years
Minneapolis.
2 years before any of us were born.
Yeah.
Mom, what was 1995 like? You were the only one here that was alive.
Yeah, let me think. 1995, I had just graduated. Oh, 1995 was the year I married your dad.
Gross. To all of my listeners, my parents aren't together anymore.
So the commentary team, which will be the commentary team for a good while, Eric Bischoff, who is legitimately the president of WCW. He's running the company, even though it's owned by Ted Turner. Bobby the Brain Heenan, who is a legend from WWE, who got signed by WCW because they could afford to pay him way more money, and former Super Bowl champion for the Chicago Bears, Ed Mongo McMichael.
Yeah.
Or Steve Mongo McMichael. Sorry, Steve.
Two things about that man. One, was he going for Steven Seagal's haircut?
No, that's how he looked before. He's always looked like that.
Is he the guy that has
the ponytail?
Oh, no, I was talking about the guy that had the hair dyed so black that you could tell it was fucking fake and it looked like a toupee.
That was him.
That was him?
Yeah.
No, that was
the football. Oh.
I think that was Eric Bischoff.
Whoever it was. They both look bad. The other thing I'm gonna say about the commentators, do they fucking hate each other? Because they sounded like they were getting pissed off with each other.
No, so the storyline, Bobby Heenan is a bad guy commentator. And his character is supposed to hate Mike Mongo, and Mongo's supposed to hate him. Maybe they went a little too far, but it had some fun, I think.
Well, I was just like, is this a bit? Is this not a bit? It was very hard to tell. It was the only decent acting that I saw that night.
All right.
Before we continue, you
okay,
keep saying all these names.
About Mall of America yet?
Hold on, Hannah's talking. Go ahead, Hannah.
Thank you. You keep saying all these names. I need defining features. I don't know who is who.
Mongo was the one that held the dog at the end.
That is helpful. That is helpful.
Bobby Heenan.
Who was the just random dude who looked like they pulled him off a street and gave him a suit? I'm assuming that's the president.
Did he have black? Did he have dark hair?
Yes.
That's Eric Bischoff, yeah.
Okay.
And then Bobby Heenan's the blondish one.
The one who just waltzed in.
Yeah, the one who comes in later.
Getting into this, let's talk about the Mall of America.
Before that, let's talk about the intro to the show.
No, let's not. It's really bad.
Wait, you don't like the intro?
It looks like when Disney decides they don't want to do fireworks at the parks, so they just put a bunch of projections on the buildings, except this is so fake it hurts.
Well, that's the intro for the show in its entire history. I don't think it ever changes. The wrestlers themselves, the ones being projected, change, but I don't think the intro itself ever changes.
Great.
So the Mall of America, Amanda.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for this. First and foremost, and this is something I'm sure my mom is going to jump on. When you look at it, when they showed the area as a whole, did they just have people filtering on that escalator? Because people are just going up the escalator constantly. Are they just doing
a loop?
Yeah, are they paid to do loops?
No, I don't think so. Malls are busy in the 90s.
Not that busy. The escalator is packed with people. When I ride up the escalator, I don't have a person up my ass behind me and two in front of me and one beside me.
Yeah, they were. Did
At the
you
Mall
not
of
pay
America,
attention to
you
that?
do. I
No.
mean, I wasn't really paying attention to that, but like the malls are busy in the 90s, and it's the Mall of America.
They're busy, but they're not that busy. Talk about fucking personal space.
Yeah.
There is no personal
Just
space in the
big
Mall
in
of
the night.
America.
I think they were paying people to do the loop.
I think they definitely paid people to be like around the ring, but I don't think they paid people to do loops on.
Oh, no.
I bet you I could see the same people riding up and down the escalator at the beginning.
And the yeah.
Maybe,
No,
maybe, but I think those are also people who realized, hey, there's cameras here.
People
it looked too.
but it was too orderly.
Yeah, it was too choreographed.
Well, I'm sure security was also like, hey, you gotta like they were guiding people around. They're filming something.
Don't try and defend this. They definitely just were like, hey, go on this escalator.
Choreographed.
Yeah.
We'll pay you to walk in a loop.
Here's $5. You could be on television.
I definitely don't think they did that just because of the fact that WCW was losing so much money at this time, they couldn't afford to. If Nitro had failed, the company would have gone under way before it actually did.
Then you know what they did? They probably gave them like, hey, if you go up and down the escalator, here's like 5% off at the stupid Hulk Hogan pasta place.
They definitely did give out coupons for Pastamania.
Ah.
Because they had to get fans in there for when they filmed the Pastamania stuff.
You mean children? Why
Well,
are we
yeah.
putting children around this man? That seems like a crime.
Because all Hulk Hogan's fans were supposed to be like kids.
What?
Hulk Hogan back then was like, his whole thing was take your vitamins, say your prayers. I'm the good American good guy who's a role model for children. That was his character.
Except I'm hella racist.
No one knew that back then.
Nobody knew that back then. Really? We couldn't tell?
We hadn't found that out yet. No, that didn't come out until like late 2000, like 2010 maybe.
We couldn't tell just from his like everything about him. He looks like a racist.
All right.
Nobody was surprised.
He was parading the American flag, not the Confederate flag.
Yeah. He's American made. Didn't you hear that in his theme song?
He had a theme song?
When he came out to the ring, yeah.
I was too busy remembering that he was bald.
That's true. He doesn't like you to remember that fact, so if you want to point that out.
He doesn't like me to remember that he's bald. What is
There's
he
a
gonna do?
point.
Come to my house?
There's a
I
point.
could use his bald spot as a mirror. That's how bald he is.
There's a point when he comes back to WWE in like 2002, and he constantly wears a bandana to hide the fact that he's bald. But he had been bald for like 20 years before that, so who cares? He's been bald since the 80s.
I think he was always bald. I don't think he ever had hair up there.
So show starts. We get Eric Bischoff and Mongo talking to each other, and out comes Bobby the Brain Heenan, and Mongo immediately pranks him with a shock buzzer.
Ha 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 ha.
And very amused by that little joke.
Also, you could see it on his hand.
Denied.
You could see it on his hand before the dude came out and was shocked.
We go into our first match with some super racist music because a Japanese wrestler is coming out. It is Jushin Thunder Liger.
Jushin wins best costume.
Jushin Thunder Liger is so cool looking.
He's wearing a Power Rangers costume.
So Jushin Thunder Liger's he's wrestled for a while. He's 59 years old now. He retired in 2020.
Did he want to be a Power Ranger?
No, so I think he got his costume to be like to look like a superhero from an anime.
He looks like he was told he
Power Ranger.
Yeah, he looked like he was told that he was not casted in the new Power Rangers.
So
and
there
he
was
upset about it.
There was an anime that aired in the late 80s, early 90s in Japan called Jushin Liger. And so his costume was made to look like Jushin Liger, and he became Jushin Thunder Liger. And that he became Jushin Thunder Liger in 1987, and he remained that like that until he retired in 2020.
He retired. Oh, good for him.
Was the Power Rangers costume always there, or did he eventually change that?
He always wore like like little variations of it, but he would wear that costume ever since he got it. He would do
Um,
commentary, and he would be wearing a suit and have the mask on.
oh, that's kind of funny. So what I'll ask about this man or
Yes.
this who was the lion mascot when he came out?
Who's the what?
You guys didn't see the lion mascot or the tiger mascot?
There was
No,
a dog mascot that I saw later.
I don't know
No.
who the mascot, dog mascot, or the tiger mascot was. I have no
Oh,
idea.
we didn't hallucinate that, right?
I
Yeah.
believe that you saw it. I just don't know who it is.
Go back to it. I want an answer.
All right, I'll get back to you later.
Our viewers need answers. Or sorry, listeners.
So this is where the announcers introduce the tagline for WCW as a company. You ready for it? I don't know if you guys heard it.
No. Probably not.
WCW, where the big boys play. That's what they're going with. That's what they're gonna.
The big boys.
For the big boys play. And they say that as Jushin Thunder Liger, a man all of 5'7", is making his way to the ring.
Yeah, I noticed that. I'm also going to say when I think of big boys, a lot of those men didn't look like they were the most healthiest of sizes.
Listen, none of the WCW wrestlers at this point look healthy.
No, I was very concerned.
Next out is his opponent, Flyin' Brian.
That's a terrible name.
His real name is Brian Pillman, and eventually he'll become just Brian Pillman.
It's a terrible fucking name.
What, Flyin' Brian?
Yeah, fucking awful.
He does
And-
no flying.
Yeah,
He
there is
doesn't-
no flying.
Mm-mm.
Brian Pillman, unfortunately, is deceased.
He had good
Wow.
hair.
No, he didn't. Nobody had good hair in this, Hannah.
This was the best hair we saw tonight.
We start the match with a lockup. Jushin hits a big cartwheel kick.
By the way,
yeah,
all of this wrestling, not just this one, but all of them that we saw, it didn't even look like they were hitting each other. It was the most.
This was the worst fake fighting I have seen in a
It was
while.
the worst acting.
Yeah, it was really bad.
so he leaps over Brian and then he hits a moonsault, but he doesn't quite hit it completely. At this point, Mongo calls Bobby the Stain. He calls him Bobby the Stain Heenan.
Wow, that's such a
Well, it's because his nickname
burn.
is Bobby the Brain. So Bobby
That's
leaps. Yeah.
It's such a great burn, Frankie.
So Bobby leaps away to avoid a rushing Jushin Thunder Liger, hits him with a head scissor, then hits a flying Hurricane Rana. It looks like someone messed up there. And then Mongo calls Bobby a hernia.
That one's good. That one is
That
good.
hurts. That hurts a little.
That's a mean insult to be called a hernia.
Hey, Mom, you herniated a disc. How would it feel to be called a hernia?
I don't know. Tell me how it feels, Hernia.
Ooh.
So wow, all right. Jushin hits a drop toe hold and then locks in a surfboard stretch. That's the one where he like wraps up the ankles and the arms and just like fucking yanks back. He releases the hold and Brian hits another Hurricane Rana and is thrown out of the ring by Jushin, who then hits a diving senton from the apron to the floor. At this point, the fans start chanting USA because Jushin Thunder Liger is from Japan.
Yeah, that's something that bothers the fuck out of me. Why are we fighting? What? We suck.
Hey, every time there's a
Asian
foreign
American?
wrestler in America, they're gonna chant USA at him.
Yeah,
At this
But
point in time,
he wasn't foreign. Wasn't he Asian American?
I'm
Jushin?
pretty sure.
No,
No, I'm
Jushin.
pretty sure he was. Yeah.
Jushin Liger's from Japan. He was born in Hiroshima.
Yeah. Ugh. Rough.
Jushin is doing the absolute most. Yet I am bored out of my mind at this match because I know the white dude's gonna win.
Yeah, I also was
And the
like
crowd looks so bored also.
the crowd.
That's
Yeah.
the problem with going. I thought like when they did the wide shots, being in the Mall of America looked pretty cool. But the problem is it's not wrestling fans, so they're gonna be bored.
Yeah.
There were a few in there, but they were waiting for the final match.
Why? I don't know why they were waiting for the final match.
I don't, but
Cool. I would have
Yeah.
rather the whole match was just these two wrestling for 40 minutes instead of ever seeing Hulk Hogan get into a ring. So, Brian goes up top, hits a diving crossbody to the floor. He then goes up top again, but he gets crotched on the top rope.
Oh, yeah,
And
that I'm not a man, but that looked like it hurt.
they do that a lot, and looks like it hurts every time. I don't like that.
It sounds like you don't like it.
So Jushin hits him with a superplex. He goes up top, and he jumps into a drop kick. Liger then hits the Liger Bomb, his own move that he invented. He puts Brian up top and hits a super Frankensteiner, but Brian kicks out. Brian goes up top again, hits a Tornado DDT. Jushin goes for a big German suplex, but Brian quickly rolls him up for the pin, and they shake hands respectfully. That's the end of the match.
I will say I did like the sportsmanship.
You like some good sportsmanship?
It was very cute because after, basically them saying go USA and stuff, it was nice to see like the guy like shake hands. It was nice.
That's not, yeah.
I feel like they went to the locker room and complimented each other on a good fight.
They probably did. So then, before we go to ad break, Sting cuts a little inset promo about how he's going to beat Ric Flair tonight. He says there is nobody who can walk the aisle like Sting. Too bad for him. This is not a fashion show.
So we'll talk more on that in a little bit.
And he's gonna have to fight.
I like Sting. Fucking Ric Flair. Oh my God. One, why is his name Ric Flair?
Why is his name Ric Flair?
Yeah.
His real name is Richard Fleer. Fleihr, I think.
I didn't know if that was just something that he picked.
It is. It is. He did pick it.
No, but like there's a similarity to it. It wasn't just like a random.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
And he's always been Ric Flair, by the way. Like there's like one time where he wrestles under a mask to like be deception to do a deception, but he's always been Ric Flair, unlike some other wrestlers who've had different names.
Why do they call him Nature Boy?
Nature Boy, that's just his nickname. I don't know why. It's always been his nickname. It's a nickname that belongs to like quite a few wrestlers, but he's the most famous.
Interesting. He looks fucking ancient.
He looks ancient then, and he looks worse now.
He's still wrestling?
No, he's not wrestling. But I'll give you an update on this. Sting recently had his last match last month.
Okay.
And he was still pretty fucking good.
Okay, but I feel like he's a corpse in the ring. Like he looked old then, he's gonna look ancient now too.
Sting? Well, you don't get to really see his face because you saw the face paint that he was wearing during this match.
True. It had a lot of good retinol in it, I bet.
Yeah, I actually
he wears more face paint later.
If we were comparing who looked older, I think Ric Flair looked older.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just saying Sting has to also look ancient now.
So we're back.
Retired.
We're back from break, and we're going to go to Hulk Hogan at his Hulkamania restaurant in the mall. And they start by comparing his Pastamania restaurant to Michael Jordan's restaurant in Chicago and Don Shula's steakhouse in Miami.
Are they both still open?
Those restaurants, I don't know anything about. I didn't know they even had restaurants, but I guarantee you they were better than Hulk Hogan's fucking Pastamania at the Mall of America.
How long did Pastamania stay open? Do you know?
We talked about this last time. Less than a year. Not a full year. Didn't even last a year. So at a mall, by the way, it didn't even last a year.
At the Mall of America, where there are thousands of people every day.
So Hulk Hogan says he's eaten so many Hulkaroos and Hulkadoos. He feels bad for Big Bubba with Pastamania running through his veins.
Did he say veins or brain? Because I replayed it and it sounded like brain.
He said veins.
Okay. That makes more sense, but at the same time, this is Hulk Hogan, so he could have said brain and it would have made sense for him.
He also wasn't talking into the microphone half the time.
No.
He had to scream over the children.
He then threatens to force feed.
All the time.
He threatens to force feed Big Bubba a dose of Hulkaroos and then body slam him.
That
And
sounds. The body slamming sounds nicer than the force feeding, because I wouldn't want to eat that shit.
he then says he is slim and trim from eating at Pastamania all day.
Don't believe that.
No.
As somebody who's from a very Italian family and eats Italian food, I don't think Italian food makes you slim.
Yeah, but that's not real pasta they're serving at Pastamania, so.
Yeah.
It means you're going to get diarrhea. So
So
therefore, you're not going to hold any weight.
that's true. Pastamania probably did. It made you sick. It probably you got a lot of food poisoning from Pastamania.
Ugh.
I fully believe this man was having a stroke as he was doing his commercial because of all the words he was making up.
What, Hulkaroos and Hulkadoos? Hulkaroos are on the menu. We talked about Hulkaroos.
Yeah, we did
I know
talk
we
about
did,
this.
unfortunately.
Hulkadoos, not real. Don't know where that came from.
I like how
every
you
other
know.
word out of his mouth was made up.
So now we go to the U.S. heavyweight title match. Out first is the Nature Boy Ric Flair, the challenger, and then we have the U.S. champ Sting make his way to the ring.
This was my favorite match.
Before the match can start, a man comes out and everyone starts having a fucking conniption about it.
Yeah, they don't even say who the fucking man is until like he's gone.
I'm gonna introduce you to him and why they're freaking out about it.
Yeah,
So
it's Lex Luthor.
Luger, Lex
Superman.
Luger, Lex Luger
from Superman.
Yeah, Lex Luger. They're freaking out, saying they get him out of here, get the camera off of him. Why are they saying this?
Yeah, why? Lex
Luger had 8 days ago appeared at WWE's SummerSlam pay-per-view, and the night before was at a WWF house show competing. Turns out he didn't actually have a signed contract with WWE. He had a handshake deal with Vince. So Sting, who's friends with Luger and knew that Luger wanted to leave WWE, asked Eric Bischoff to make a call. Eric said he would do it, even though he doesn't like Luger personally or professionally, but he did it because he likes Sting and the idea that his appearance and his unadvertised appearance would make a big splash. So he offered Luger only $150,000 a year, which was 20% of what he was making when he had originally left WCW 3 years earlier, because he wanted Lex to turn the deal down. Lex accepted the offer, and he thought it would be an opportunity that he could prove he was a top star in wrestling. And so he makes his debut on WCW Nitro when everyone thought he had been signed with WWE.
Oh, so it was a big deal.
It was a huge deal.
His story.
Yeah, it was a huge deal because they thought
he was breaking contract.
They didn't know. They just thought, what's this WWE guy doing on WCW television when he literally a week ago was wrestling in the not in the main event, but wrestling on a pay-per-view for WWE.
Is this man still alive?
Yeah, Lex Luger's still alive.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Lex is still alive. So Lex just leaves. He doesn't do anything. He just walks out, smirks, and leaves.
Yeah. He was there for like 2 seconds.
So the match starts and Sting lets out a battle cry.
I did not notice.
And hits a big press slam. He then hits a second press slam, another battle cry into a big hip toss.
Real quick, you're saying all of this like me and Hannah understand what any of the shit that you're saying is.
Yeah, I know.
You are making up words every other word.
But I don't know how else to describe it. I've watched enough wrestling that I know what the moves are. If it's a big move that like you guys need to actually know, I'll describe what it is. But no one's actually hit a fucking finisher yet. No one hit their finisher in the first match.
I'm just gonna smile and nod then.
Well, no one was watching the first match. Everyone was bored.
Yeah, so he then drop kicks Flair, who leaves the ring.
It sounds like a little bit of a bitch move to leave the ring.
Flair gets back in and he immediately pokes Sting in the eye.
On purpose?
Yeah, to cheat.
Oh, does Ric Flair cheat?
Ric Flair is also known as the dirtiest player in the game.
Oh.
So he pokes Sting in the eye to get an advantage and starts chopping him in the chest.
Hmm.
There was
But
one point where it just looked like they were bitch slapping each other.
that happens a lot.
I know.
There was one point that I'll point out. Ric Flair was just hitting Sting and he like nothing was happening. He's like a tank for a minute.
Yeah, that's like right now. So he starts like chopping him, and Sting like just shakes his head, and it looks like he's not feeling it at all. Picks
Mhm.
Flair up for a third press slam. He ends up against the ropes, and Flair hits a crossbody and takes them both out of the ring, only for Sting to hit another press slam outside of the ring, and then throw him back in. Flair gets on his knees and begs Sting to not hit him anymore. But Sting throws him into the corner and goes to hit a Stinger Splash, which is a signature move. It's when the guy's in the corner and Sting will just run and throw his entire body on the guy. But Flair
Just
gets
tackles him.
yeah, no, he just like jumps and hits him with his whole chest.
So like a chest bump, but not.
No, a non-consensual chest bump.
Okay.
Flair hits Flair gets out of the way, but Sting then hits a bulldog but runs into a Flair elbow, and we go to
He hits a dog?
a bulldog. It's the name of a move.
Oh,
He doesn't hit
I
an
was gonna say I
actual
missed
dog.
that.
No, it's the name of a
If
move.
he had hit a dog, I would have been blowing up the group chat,
Yeah,
trying to kill Frankie for making me watch this.
and we go to break. We come back with Ric Flair in control. He goes up top, but Sting catches him and throws him off the top rope. That is always going to happen. Anytime you see Ric Flair go to the top rope, just know he's getting thrown off. He hasn't hit a cross body since 1988.
That was a few years ago.
Yeah.
So why does he even try?
1995.
Why does he do it? Because it's a fun little spot.
Well, I know it's in the script, but
Every
like,
wrestler has like their signature spots that they do, and that's one of Flair's.
Even though he fails.
Yeah, he tries again all the time. Sting hits another press slam, and out comes somebody's dad.
yeah.
It's Arn Anderson.
Who?
Arn Anderson is a wrestler. He's Flair's former best friend. They were in a group called the Four Horsemen together, and just before Nitro started, and Arn Anderson turned on Ric Flair and abandoned him.
The drama. Okay, but I do want the tea. Why? What's the story?
You'll find out later.
Damn it. Okay.
That's part of the storyline.
Okay.
So Flair hits a big vertical suplex, but Sting gets up immediately and starts tanking again every hit.
Sting's makeup has completely melted off at this point.
It has. He's just a man now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there was not enough glitter on him.
Sting needs more glitter.
Yes,
more
Sting
glitter.
came out looking like a glam rocker without an ounce of glitter.
He starts
like that. His name is Sting, and he tried to look like a rocker.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's already a Sting.
It's not supposed to be a rocker. He's called Surfer Sting.
Well, he has a scorpion on his pants, so
yeah, that's
I
true.
assume Scorpion Sting is the vibe, but he came out looking like a glam rocker.
Yeah. So he starts throwing Flair around. He puts Flair up top, and then he goes up to hit a superplex, but he's shoved off by Flair. Sting puts Flair up once again, this time hits a superplex, and then just starts talking to Arn Anderson.
Yeah. Why do all wrestlers do this where they decide, I'm just not going to pay attention to you?
Because they're stupid.
Yeah, and then you get the upper hand.
Every good guy wrestler is an idiot.
Mhm.
And this way, Sting turns his back on Flair, and Flair immediately just attacks Sting's leg and takes him out at the knee. This move is important when he locks his like legs around Sting's legs. That's the figure four. It's the one where they're like both lying down, and Flair's holding on to Sting's leg.
Does it like hurt or something?
It does actually. If you get it locked onto you properly, it does hurt. Yeah, I've had it locked on me. It hurts.
Do I want to know?
I was a young boy. All right, we put submission holds on each other.
Hannah, what did you do as a child?
I grew up and wandered the woods and didn't fall into a fey trap.
That's pretty good. I'm proud of you.
All right. Well, I'll be the normal one and say I played with Barbies. I didn't go attacking people.
We didn't attack each other. We had wrestling matches on trampolines.
Continue.
Sting tries to flip over onto his stomach, which in Figure 4 lore will reverse the pressure and make it hurt Ric Flair. That isn't true. That's just something that they say in wrestling. But Flair grabs the ropes, which is illegal. You're not allowed to do that, to hold on and prevent Sting from doing that. But before Sting taps out, Arn Anderson gets into the ring and just starts beating the shit out of Ric Flair and chases him down the aisle. Match is over.
At this point, I wrote, "What is going on in the House of Commons?"
We're gonna find out why Arn Anderson has abandoned Ric Flair, and what Ric Flair is gonna do about it.
Okay. When?
Not at the next pay-per-view, but the one after that, Halloween Havoc.
Okay.
So, more chaos. Out comes this large man with no neck, who's just shoving the announcers around and yelling.
This is where my House of Commons comment was supposed to go.
Yeah, this is Scott Norton, by the way. They don't even introduce him. He's just there shoving people and yelling. He's
Who's
Scott.
this? Real quick, I don't know if we talked about this or not. Who's this Moneybags guy?
Oh, yeah, he comes up in a bit. He comes up later.
Okay, all right.
We'll talk about him. So Scott Norton's there shoving the announcers, yelling. Macho Man Randy Savage comes out to
I fucking love
stop
Randy
him,
Savage.
and he challenges him to a fight right now, and he gets in the ring, fucking ready to go.
He has fire pants on.
Yeah,
He
I
does.
got a
I love those pants.
yeah, I got a mad respect for the fashion sense. Is Randy Savage a dick too?
In real life,
Yeah.
yeah, kind of.
Oh man.
He's better than Hulk Hogan.
Okay. All right, I'll take that. Is he still wrestling?
No, he's dead, unfortunately.
Ah,
He
when
had
did
a
he
heart
die?
attack. When did he die? Oh my God, he died in like 2012. He died right around when he died in 2011. He died right around when we were like when one of those doomsday cults was predicting we were gonna have a end of the world thing.
Mm-hmm.
And people were making wrestling fans were making jokes online when he died that he died preventing the apocalypse.
Oh, that's good.
Him and his fire pants.
Yeah. So Scott Norton is told by Eric Bischoff that if he goes in the ring, he will never wrestle for WCW. And so the match they confirm later on the match is happening next week. So the next episode of Nitro, we will see Scott Norton versus the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Good.
If he's not in fire pants, I'm gonna riot.
You're gonna like, I think, almost all of Macho Man's outfits.
Good. I got that vibe, but I just needed to make sure. I figured it was gonna be him and Sting, giving me the most fashion.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Sting will eventually disappoint you.
Damn it.
Just like everybody.
Because Sting will eventually become a goth and only wear black and white.
That's fantastic.
He's in his Kiss era.
We cut to a hype video for a wrestler named Sabu
Yeah.
before
Cool.
going to break.
Cool.
Sabu's a fucking cool guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he seems kind of cool.
Sabu's great. Fucking love Sabu. Real name, Terry. Sabu, still alive.
That's really good.
Back from break, we have Mean Gene Okerlund congratulating someone named Mike Hill for winning a Harley Davidson.
Can I tell you what Amanda said?
Yeah, please do.
Oh no.
So they announced the winner of the Harley Davidson, the brand new 1995 Harley Davidson, and Amanda goes, "Why would they give away such an old bike?"
Shut up.
Oh, that's really good.
Oh,
Funny.
it's 1995. It's actually new.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh,
Shut up.
they give us a preview for WCW Saturday night, and then we get to a video from Mr. Wall Street.
Yeah, is this real life? Is this real? Was this character real?
Yes. So I'm going to explain him. He's talking about how the new generation sucks. The greatest wrestlers are here in WCW, and the IRS will be watching him closely. So
Why?
MK Wall Street was what his real name is Mike
Why do you
Rotunda.
think of that? I just need to confirm you said MK Wall Street.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Sorry. They originally wanted him to he's Mr. Wall Street at this point. Sorry, I forget. They originally wanted him to be VK Wall Street, but they were prevented from doing that because the character was supposed to be a them making fun of Vince McMahon. VK are Vince's first two initials.
Uh-huh.
And the wrestler who is wrestling as Mr. Wall Street, Mike Rotunda, had come in from the WWE, where they were promoting what their era, they were calling this new era of WWE the new generation. So that's why he's there making fun of the new generation, saying that the best wrestlers are here. He says the IRS will be watching him closely because when he was wrestling in WWE right before he came here, his character was Erwin R. Shyster, IRS.
Fire his writers. Fire his
Yeah.
writers.
It's bad. It's really bad.
So it is bad. It is
Mhm.
terrible.
I thought this was satire.
It's supposed to be at this era. WCW and WWE are doing anything they can to take shots at the other company, whether it works or not.
Most of the time it doesn't, it seems.
Yeah, most of the time it's not good. We're going to see WCW's big shot at WWE will come much later, and it does work, and it becomes highly successful. But most of the stuff they do is not successful. So now we're here for our main event.
Let's make this fast. I don't think we need to talk about this.
First out is Big Bubba Rogers in a full suit.
Yeah. Why? Doesn't seem practical.
It's not. After that is the World Heavyweight Champion Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan
my note
had his
here,
cup.
my note here is hate that man, but love that title belt. That
I don't
fucking
like
big gold
either of
belt.
them.
You don't like the big gold belt? I love the world
No.
title. I love the WCW world title.
I don't know. Hannah, did you like the gold belt? Maybe it's because I'm not a
I
man.
was too distracted writing my notes, and my note was Hulk Hogan pads his cup.
So, do you want to hear a funny joke about that? Or a funny story about that?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I know he has a sex tape.
Yeah, that's true. But so in the in the sex tape, or at times when he was doing interviews, right? He would say that his dick was 10 inches. He went on trial because he sued the people who released the sex tape, right?
Right.
And he had to say, I do not have a 10-inch penis. Terry Bollea's penis is not 10 inches. Hulk Hogan's penis is 10 inches. This man is the most delusional human being on the history of the earth. Because he was doing interviews in character as Hulk Hogan saying he has a 10-inch penis. And then he would go and say, well, Terry Bollea, which is his real name, doesn't have a 10-inch penis. You're the same fucking person. You don't have a different.
This man needs to be stopped.
I think he has been, Hannah.
No, he's 70 years old and still going.
He's not stopped. He's still alive. He's going to be at WrestleMania weekend. This man's not
Why?
been stopped.
Maybe I don't want to come.
Well, he's not going to be at WrestleMania, but like I don't think he'll be on camera, but he's going to be at the weekend doing like signings and stuff.
My question, real quick. Because while we were watching this, I saw the WrestleMania commercial. The Rock is at WrestleMania?
The
Please
Rock's
tell
in
me more.
The Rock is in main event of night 1 of WrestleMania.
Oh, I'm
Please tell
definitely
me more.
coming to see
How
this
much money
now.
did they give him to do something like that?
Yeah.
Oh, so he's maybe not that much. He's on the board of directors of the company that owns WWE now.
Good for him.
Frankie, I don't think I confirmed I was coming, but I'm coming.
Yeah, he's in a main event. He's gonna wrestle in a tag team match with his cousin Roman Reigns against Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins.
I'm excited about this. When is this? When is the first day of WrestleMania?
Next Saturday.
Oh, fuck. Next Saturday. What's next Saturday?
Boston.
Oh, fuck.
I thought it was New York.
Well, we're going to Boston and then New York.
Okay.
I'll figure out something.
So this is
You
this
only
is
have to be there for the end.
yeah,
Okay.
it's true. So this is the point where they announce that Randy Savage is going to wrestle Scott Norton next week, and then this is where I had a question for you because now they're both in the ring. What do we think of Big Bubba's wrestling outfit, which is dress pants and a dress shirt, but the dress shirt is almost completely unbuttoned and he's got suspenders on?
They never pulled the suspenders back to hurt him, and I'm disappointed.
Yeah, there could have been so much like gags with the suspenders.
Yeah. I was waiting for it the entire time.
So Hulk Hogan does some flexing. He hits a shoulder tackle, but it only takes Big Bubba down to one knee. You can tell how much I care about this match.
Yeah.
They do a
I
test of.
love the anti Hulk Hogan signs in the background. I love
Oh
them.
yeah, Hulk Hogan is like he's being promoted as like the big hero that he's always been. They hate Hulk Hogan, the fans. You can tell when he's getting booed quite a lot. They do a test of strength, but Big Bubba boots him and starts punching him, hits a big splash in the corner. Hogan slams Bubba into the top turnbuckle and shoves the referee.
Yeah, not nice.
But he takes an elbow to the face from Big Bubba. Bubba hits a backbreaker. Bubba then goes for a splash, but Hulk Hogan hits two big boots. The second one knocks Bubba down. He then hits some mounted punches and again threatens the referee for trying to enforce the rules.
Because that's nice.
Then Big Bubba knocks Hulk Hogan down. He exits the ring and starts stripping Jimmy Hart, who is the guy on the outside with
What
the
is his
megaphone.
deal?
Jimmy Hart is Hulk Hogan's manager and friend.
I was going to say personal clown.
Yeah, that fits Jimmy Hart, actually. Yeah, you're right. Jimmy Hart's Hulk Hogan's personal clown.
That's pretty good.
Bubba gets back into the ring, and Hulk Hogan then takes the jacket. He beats up Big Bubba as he's stripping the jacket off of Jimmy Hart, throws him back in the ring, and then uses the jacket to blind Big Bubba and just starts punching him. He hits a big series of elbows, and then as he's going for the last elbow, he stops and just rakes his boot across the face of Big Bubba. Once again, cheating. Big Bubba takes control of the big uppercut. Hulk Hogan gets out of the way of another splash in the corner, but he's hit with a big side slam. Hulk Hogan kicks out of the pin, begins to Hulk up. That's when he starts like just shaking like a fucking idiot. And he they do the punches and he points at him and goes, "You!" And then he hits the big boot into a leg drop. 1, 2, 3. Hulk Hogan wins and retains the world title.
Wow, we're so unsurprised.
Yeah.
He starts celebrating by slapping his ass. But before he can truly traumatize everyone in the audience, the Dungeon of Doom come out to attack him.
What the fuck is going on?
So the Dungeon of Doom are they're just a group of Hulk Hogan haters.
Oh, so
like
these are
them
the
now.
heroes.
Yeah. So you have the Zodiac, who's the guy in the black and white face paint.
The Zodiac?
Yeah, his name is the Zodiac.
Have we done research? Was he alive when the killings were happening?
He was.
Does WCW, do they know the identity of the Zodiac killer?
You have Kamala, who's the black guy, and those are the only two you can really tell because the rest are just there in a blur and gone. But you have Kevin Sullivan, the Taskmaster, the Shark. One of the wrestlers is just called the Shark, and Meng.
In my notes, I made fun of these guys, but I feel bad, so I'm not going to say anything now.
Yeah, don't say them.
They're the heroes.
We like them.
Yeah, Dungeon of Doom, this is one of the reasons why people hate Hulk Hogan at this point, because the Dungeon of Doom, you made notes making fun of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's because they're fucking stupid.
Yeah.
They're just the dumbest human beings on the planet.
It looks like they're being walked around in a parade, like how zookeepers do with penguins.
Yeah, they look like they those parents who put children on a leash. They look like they got off of their leash and have no idea what to do.
Yeah. We're gonna have the Dungeon of Doom for a while.
Well, they're the heroes in our eyes, so it's okay.
Yeah, are they when I heard Dungeon of Doom, I immediately went to kinky things. Like sex dungeons.
No, none of that. We're gonna have the Dungeon of Doom for a while. It's gonna involve monster trucks at one point.
No.
It's
No.
gonna involve someone named a Yeti.
No.
The
There's a
Yeti.
furry.
To be honest, monster trucks go with the mentality of pro wrestling.
That's very true.
I'm amazed Frankie doesn't watch monster trucks.
We're gonna have the Giant. Someone named the Giant. Eventually, the Dungeon of Doom is going to, or sorry, eventually the Zodiac is going to become known as the Booty Man.
What?
Yeah.
I'm done. I don't want to hear anymore.
Fast
forward.
Eventually, the Dungeon of Doom is going to join up with Ric Flair and some others and create the alliance to end Hulkamania.
Fast
I'm
forward.
back in. I'm back in.
No,
And
I'm not.
An alliance I want to join.
They want to create an alliance to get rid of Hulk Hogan. That I could join that.
They bring in a guy named they bring in a guy named Z Gangsta
No.
and Loch Ness.
They have Nessie.
They get Nessie, yeah.
Nessie, she's real.
They bring
Are
in
there any
someone
women?
in the Dungeon of Doom. No, there's no women in the Dungeon of Doom.
No. Do we get any women wrestlers?
We do, yeah.
Thank God. Because their plot lines seem less dumb.
But yeah, so the Dungeon of Doom fucking sucks. We're gonna get to watch one of the worst matches in history, the Tower of Doom steel cage match. Which is 3 cages stacked on top of each other.
What is that supposed to accomplish?
Nothing. They thought it would look cool, but instead it's just you can't see anything that's going on.
They should have put like one set in each cage on top of each other.
Yeah, they should have.
I'm assuming they didn't though, because
No,
that would be smart.
No. So yeah, we're gonna have the Dungeon of Doom for a bit. So get used to the Zodiac Killer, I guess, being a professional wrestler.
Cool beans. All right, Ted Cruz.
By the way, he doesn't speak. He only says yes or no.
All right.
Yeah.
I think we've solved it.
Yeah, we did it, guys.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We found the
Moving on.
Zodiac Killer. So they come out and just start kicking Hulk Hogan's ass.
Good.
But unfortunately, podcast villain now Lex Luger comes out to help Hulk Hogan. Gross. Disgusting. Don't help Hulk Hogan.
By the way, just as a side note, and this may be mean or not, I don't know. I'm a mean person. Luger, for whatever reason, reminds me of a loogie.
That's fine. Hey, I personally also hate Lex Luger. So if you want to make fun of Lex Luger, go ahead.
Is he also a shitty person?
He allegedly, I'll say allegedly to this one.
I regret my question.
Macho Man Randy Savage was married to someone named Miss Elizabeth for a while. He wasn't the best husband. He was a pretty shitty person, actually, borderline abusive. They get divorced. Macho Man kind of redeems himself later on. He becomes a better person later on.
Okay.
But Miss Elizabeth ends up getting involved with Lex Luger, and then Lex Luger gets very, very heavy into drugs, and he gets Miss Elizabeth addicted to drugs, and then Miss Elizabeth dies from a drug overdose. And Lex Luger has realistically taken no responsibility for his part in that.
You could have just said yeah.
Yeah, but I want to explain how bad of a person he is.
So Randy Savage was bad, but tried to make up for it towards the end.
Eventually Randy Savage does become a better person. It's when he gets out of wrestling that he starts to become a better person. And also, point in favor of Randy Savage, even though at times during the show he will be allied with Hulk Hogan, in real life, perpetual Hulk Hogan hater. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's a point in his book.
Randy Savage released a fucking rap album just fucking shitting on Hulk Hogan.
That's amazing.
I kind of like Randy Savage for our review of that rap album.
Yeah. I'm not listening to it.
So, Lex helps Hogan, and then the Dungeon of Doom is out there. They're kicked out, and Hulk Hogan and Lex Luger bump into each other, and they look like they're gonna fight, and they get separated by Sting and Randy Savage. Hulk Hogan exposes himself as a racist by telling Lex Luger to go back to where he came from. Sounds like he's said that before to people. So he sounded way too comfortable saying those words.
Yep.
We go to commercial after this and get an ad for Fall Brawl, which is presented by the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
Good for them for trying to do stuff.
Yeah. Back from break, Mean Gene Okerlund is there, and he's trying to see what's going on. Hulk Hogan asks Lex why he's there. And Lex says he wants to take the world title and he's here to get it on with the big boys. Wouldn't have worded it like that myself, but you know.
Nope.
Hulk Hogan, the good guy, by the way, just want to point that out, says, "Stick your stinky palm out then and shake my hand."
Brother.
Brother, I'm not gonna do the brother, and I'll put the title on the line next week. He then shakes his hand and then shoves Lex Luger
Yeah.
for no reason. What the fuck? Lex Luger came out and stopped you from getting beat up 5-on-1. You're gonna just shove him?
Yeah, because in his mindset, I could have taken him.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan's he's a dick. Even in character, he's a dick.
We've talked about him far too much. I don't even want to give him another breath. Let's continue.
So we cut to the announcers and the best part of the episode.
Pepe.
There's Pepe. Hannah,
Oh.
what's Pepe's costume this week?
Pepe. Oh, he looks so cute. He's dressed as a little demon or a devil. He's got horns and a little cape. And he looks like he's high as a kite.
He looks super high.
But
Yeah,
he's so cute.
He looks like he got into some gummies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
either that or he's terrified of live TV.
That's
No,
probably
he
it.
was high. He was high.
He was staring at the camera.
Mongo, as the show is ending, Mongo says that Pepe is no longer allowed to be a fan of the Dungeon of Doom because of
Incorrect.
the way they treated Hulk Hogan.
Incorrect.
But I think that's a reason why you should be a fan of the Dungeon of Doom.
Listen, Hulk Hogan called Pepe a slur.
He probably
just know
did. He did, yeah. So that is the end of the first ever episode of WCW Monday Nitro. We got 2 more things to do before we end. What was everyone's match of the night?
I said the old guy versus the old guy.
It's a Sting versus Flair.
Yeah.
I second that.
All right, I'm gonna third that, so we all have the same match of the night.
Yeah. Just because the fake fight was a little bit better than the first match, and it also didn't have to do with Hulk Hogan. If I had to pick a favorite moment aside from Pepe, probably would have been seeing Randy Savage's pants.
That was So who's your MVP of the episode?
Pepe.
Pepe's Hannah's MVP.
I would second that. Man.
I know you want a serious answer.
Can we just say this? Can we just say this? How about we say this? Pepe, until he's gone, is perpetually the MVP of WCW Monday Nitro.
Yes.
Okay. I feel like Pepe should not be allowed to be an answer.
Pepe has his own question, which doesn't
That is
really
true.
matter this week.
That's true. That's
But
true.
we're gonna rank Pepe's costumes.
Yeah.
Number 1, the devil costume.
Yeah, right now. But I think the MVP is the lion costume, the lion mascot
The
costume.
lion mascot is Amanda's MVP. The lion who came out with Jushin Thunder Liger.
Yeah, that fantastic. No, man, if I had to pick like an MVP, like if when you say MVP, does it have to be like somebody who actually wrestled
Nope,
today?
it doesn't. Anyone who appeared on the show who you thought was the most valuable part of the episode.
The
Best-
most
or
valuable
best
part
part.
of the episode.
Best part, your best part of the episode. They didn't have to wrestle.
I have a tie.
Okay.
It is Dungeon of Doom and those 2 teenagers holding the Hulk Hogan suck signs.
All right.
That is really good.
We'll give it to Hannah's pick is the Dungeon of Doom.
Like, if you want like a serious, like it has to be a wrestler, Dungeon of Doom.
I don't think, Hannah, I think you're the first person to ever watch a WCW show and say the best part of it was the Dungeon of Doom. So this is historic.
I'm saying that with my 2024 eyes, knowing Hulk Hogan is a major fucking racist and piece of shit. And can say the anti-Hulk Hogan group that they had is the best part of Monday Nitro.
Wrestling wise, I gotta give it to Randy Savage's pants.
All right, Randy. I'm gonna give it to Randy Savage.
That's fine.
No, his
But
pants.
also the people just going up and down those escalators in a loop, a constant loop. Good for them. But no, the lion mascot for sure.
Yeah. I'm going to give it to. I'm gonna give it to Lex. I don't like Lex Luger. Fuck Lex Luger. But he's clearly the most important part of the episode.
No.
But fuck Lex
Frankie
Luger in real
fell
life.
prey to their marketing because that's exactly what they wanted him
I
to
did.
do.
I did follow
Yeah.
their marketing. Lex Luger was the most important part of the episode. He did it.
Wonderful.
He looked stupid too in that fucking shirt he was wearing.
He
What a
looks
dork.
stupid with the fucking mullet.
He well, it's the 90s in wrestling. A lot of them have mullets.
No,
Get ready for a lot of mullets.
I don't want to.
The mullet is back.
It
No,
should
it's
have
not.
stayed dead.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's back.
It's not back. I see it in K-pop all the time. And half of the time, and everybody in K-pop loves their K-pop artists. But half of the time, they're like, I don't know if this was the best hair choice.
But it is back though. They're like people are wearing it.
Shut
Mhm.
up.
He's got a point.
Shut up.
He's got a point.
Shut up.
It shouldn't be back, but it is.
All right, let's just end this. I already have a headache.
All right, next week we're back with Scooby Doo.
First film.
First film, Scooby Goes Hollywood.
Who's covering this? It's
I
not
am.
me, is it? Oh, thank
It's
God.
me. We're not going to put the movie. We're not going to rank the movies with the TV shows. It's
Are we
hard
going
to
to do separate lists?
We're going to do a separate list.
Okay.
I think it's just not fair to the TV shows or the movies to rank them together.
I agree.
They're different things. But so next week is the first film, Scooby Goes Hollywood from 1979. I'll be reviewing that one. I watched it a lot as a kid. So
I remember
join us.
watching it. I had it on VHS.
Yeah, I did too. So join us for that. And let's take care of business and wrap up because Amanda's annoyed already.
I was okay until we got onto the mullet talk.
Yeah.
So
Remember,
it's very upsetting to me.
Remember, we are on YouTube and Spotify as of recording. If you are listening to us on YouTube, remember to like, comment, and subscribe so you can get all the new episodes in your feed and continue to listen to us. If you are listening to us on Spotify, remember to rate and review the show and follow us there as well.
Wait, can I say a thing I've always wanted to say?
Go ahead.
Oh, thank you. If you're watching us on YouTube, punch that notification bell, get updated whenever we post our latest video.
We don't have videos, honey.
We do on YouTube.
It's a video?
What do you think YouTube is?
This is just like our picture that you drew.
Yeah.
It's not really a video.
Not really a video. It's your podcast.
But on YouTube. In
But
YouTube
on
form.
YouTube.
But yeah.
But you can still hit that notification bell.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you feel good? Does it feel good to say that, Amanda?
It did, and then it was ruined.
If you would like to leave us email us a comment about the show, if you would like to email us a question, if you would like to email us an idea for an episode, or just anything you would like to say to us in email form, you can do so and send us that email to
Nothing to see here podcast at gmail.com. As always, here is spelled HEAR.
if you would like to follow us over on Instagram, where you can see funny memes that are posted by Hannah. You can see great art drawn by Amanda. You can take part in weekly quizzes about our episodes every Friday afternoon. You can follow us at
Nothing to see here pod.
Let's make the trivia daily.
Let's
give them
not.
more work.
No, Hannah, don't. No more.
No, I don't
Hannah.
have time for that.
And if you could, it would be great for us. Share the show with your friends, with your family, with your enemies, with anyone who you think might enjoy the show.
Not Hulk
Please.
Hogan.
No,
Not Hulk Hogan.
Send this episode specifically to Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, let him hear
No.
how much we hate him.
I don't even. No, I don't. Although if it does get sent to him and he comes to like fight us, I feel like
I think we can take him.
70-year-old man.
yeah, I feel like it'd be easy to fight this man.
And you get to punch a racist. How good would that
That's
feel?
that's pretty good.
So
Yeah,
send it to Hulk Hogan.
yeah, do it.
Let him hear how much we all hate him. That's an official, like, we have very few of those, but that's an official podcast stance that we all
Yeah.
agree on.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck Hulk Hogan
Fuck Hulk Hogan.
and Pastamania.
And yeah,
Don't-
fuck Pastamania.
Yeah, don't fucking ruin pasta for people.
Go to the Olive Garden, all right? Christ. It's right
Yeah.
there. I'm sure there was an Olive Garden nearby.
It was
I'm
right
sure.
next door.
Go to the fucking cool Chinese restaurants that are always in mall food courts.
Yeah. Oh,
Get that.
man.
They have pasta there. They got lo mein.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's way better than fucking pasta, whatever you're getting at Pastamania.
Teriyaki chicken.
Yeah,
Not at Pastamania.
not at
No.
Pastamania. Anyway, thank you for listening, everybody. With that business all taken care of, the episode is over. Join us next week for our continuing Scooby-Doo journey. Goodbye and good night.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night. Goodbye.
Are we gonna sing the Bear in the Big Blue House?
No.
Like good night,
No,
goodbye
'cause
theme song.
Disney will
No.
come for us.
Yeah. Don't fucking.
They'll
Then
be
do
on
it.
our asses so
They'll have
hard
they'll
and
have a
so quick.
they'll have a drone floating over your house like immediately as soon as this episode gets published.
I don't know. The moon always creeped me out. So
All right. Goodbye, everyone.
bye bye.
Bye.